Give me that countdown, homie.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
Hi, I'm Leah Montalongo, the OG Sindel. Please like, subscribe to NerdCage Live.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe.
Okay.
Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
I am Alexia Ashford.
Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just like that.
Round 2, fight! Finish him!
Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in the nerd cage with your hosts Mark and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You're now about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello, welcome. That's right. You're trapped in NerdCage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us tonight on yet another Mortal Kombat live stream. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week, coming to you live from yours truly, Syracuse, New York. And always among us, our moderator and troll hammer, stronger than the DK Banana Slammer, is Joe from Ball One Gaming. Please introduce these mighty fine gentlemen from Earthbound that has graced our live stream tonight.
Yes, tonight we have Tabmok99, and in full SubZero gear we have MK12 Addict, aka CEO of Kuei fans.
Yes, how you guys doing today?
What's up, brother? Hey, man, thank you for having me on.
99 wins. Have it at it wins.
Nice.
Guys. So happy you guys took the time off your busy schedule just a friendly reminder to everybody, we are doing a SubZero Q-Fig giveaway. Where the hell did I just put my SubZero Q-Fig? So we're going to be giving away a SubZero Q-Fig at the end of the show. If you want unopened, this is just mine. I have an unopened one I'm going to ship out. If you want to win one of these, here, let me full screen real quick. If you want a SubZero Q-Fig, please send an email to nerdcagelive@outlook.com. nerdcagelive@outlook.com with your full name and full shipping address, and we'll draw a winner at random at the end of the show. And if I'm not mistaken, Havoc Addict, you said you were going to give away a couple prizes too.
Yeah, a choice between Battle of the Realms digital code or the Mortal Kombat 2021 digital code.
Hell
So
yeah.
what?
Man, that is awesome.
So if you
Thank
want any of these prizes, send an email in to that address that Jay's going to promote.
These are some good prizes.
Jay, give him that address again.
Yeah, it's nerdcagelive@outlook.com. Okay, so I just turned up my mic a little bit here because apparently I'm a little. But anyway, so guys, real quick, Joe, who do we have in the chat, real quick?
Right now, we have Shay Smithers, Mad Mike 54, Byron Kingsley, Paul Tackett's in the chat, and more to come.
Excellent.
All right.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. So real quick, Tabmok and Havoc Addict, I want you guys to introduce yourself and tell them what you guys do. So Tabmok99, go ahead. I'm sure people know who you are, but in case they don't, go ahead and introduce yourself anyway and what you do.
Yes, I think a lot of people know me from my YouTube channel where I talk about Mortal Kombat lore all the time. You can find me at youtube.com/Tabmok99. In fact, putting it right down there, youtube.com/Tabmok99. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, always talking about Mortal Kombat pretty much no matter what, all the time. A lot of people also know me from my days doing the Combat Pavilion, also staff member at MortalKombatOnline.com, where I help out every week with the Survival Saturday show, doing the commercial content. So always active in the Mortal Kombat community, having loads of fun. And I know MK Habit Addict for quite a while. We've known each other on Twitter for some time, but we've also attended a lot of conventions and stuff. In fact, he's even ran a side mission for me, picking up a Mortal Kombat shield. MK Habit Addict, I'll let you tell him that story.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of crazy. He actually found a movie prop, but it was on eBay, but it was only in North Carolina. It was only for pickup, so you could only pick it up. They couldn't ship it out to him. So it was about 3 hours away, and so I said, you need to get this. So I agreed to go pick it up for him, and I did. And I picked it up, and I actually got to hang on to it for a little bit, so that was pretty cool. So I got to spend some time with it. And a funny story is he came through North Carolina visiting some family, so I went to meet him. And it was like a side quest. I had a flat tire, almost ran out of gas. It was crazy. But he finally had to come out and meet me at a little tire shop. So I blew a tire trying to get to him, and luckily it was right at a tire shop that I went flat. So I made it. He got it.
Nice.
And by the way,
But I messed up your intro.
Oh no, it's all good. Everybody, just so you know, everybody's link is in the description. If you go to the description, the Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that's in both of these guys in the description here. Yes, CEO Lin Clay Havoc Addict, go ahead, introduce yourself and explain what you do and your hobbies and everything.
I love Mortal Kombat. I've been a huge Mortal Kombat fan since a kid, since '92, since the first arcade came out, and been a huge collector. And I just love Mortal Kombat, man. And I'm on Twitter at mkhabit.com. So, excuse me. It's MK Habit Addict on Twitter. Excuse me.
Yes, the link's in the description.
I just love Mortal Kombat, man.
Excellent. And another thing, too, I'm very flattered. You have such a big following in the Mortal Kombat community on Twitter, yet this is your first podcast.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my boy Mad Mike in the comments.
Yeah, Mad Mike, dude. Yeah, I see him on Twitch, so it's good to see that Mad Mike's here. Again, I'm giving everybody a chance to win a SubZero Q-Fig today. So again, send an email to nerdcagelive@outlook.com. And before we go balls deep into all the breaking news of Mortal Kombat that's happened in the past couple weeks, just a friendly reminder, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on NerdCage Live on YouTube. We are premiering the Fight Critiques Volume 2, and Master Daniel Pacina is now going to be our guest in Fight Critiques, as he's going to be...
Round 2, fight!
Sorry about that. He's going to be breaking down fights from Mortal Kombat 2021, Jackie Chan's Project A, Yip Man 3, and a surprise fight. So, yes, by all means, if you guys can be there tomorrow night at 9 o'clock as this video drops, it's going to be huge. And again, it's really awesome that we have Master Pacina coming back to NerdCage Live. Took the time off to break down some fights with us, and we're really looking forward to it. Like I said, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I hope everybody can be there for the premiere, and just, yeah, it's going to be a great time. And just for the record, the video is about 35 minutes long or so, so it should be wrapping up a little bit before 9:30, 9:35, 9:40 or so, give or take. Yeah, so I really, like I said, I hope everybody can be there for that. Worked really, really hard on the video. Yeah, I mean, I'm gushing about it. On top of that, for the record, I actually had a fight. I literally had to fight Warner Brothers to let me release this video.
Right, he won.
Yes, I won the dispute. Yeah, look forward to it. And like I said, there's going to be a surprise fight too. You guys are really going to dig it. If you like Fight Critiques Volume 1 and Anthony Marquez, you're going to love Fight Critiques Volume 2. And I promise you, we will do more of these. Just
yeah, and he knows his stuff too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's Master Pacina for a reason.
Yeah. I don't think there's not a weapon that he's not proficient in.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, Havoc Addict, were you one of his students at one point, or?
No, I wasn't a student. We went to a meet. I was actually with Tabmok for this. Yep. We went to like a meet and greet with him, and it was in a martial arts studio. So we got to practice the rope dart.
So nice.
We were both doing it along with Just McCollum.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, he actually gave me a rope dart to take home, so I still practice with it a little bit.
Nice.
Hey, why don't you show us the rope dart that you got from him?
It's just downstairs in the garage. I will get it and post it though.
Okay.
Right. Awesome. All right. No, the Fight Critique is not a live stream, Paul. It is a recorded video. It's gonna premiere tomorrow. So everybody can chat while the video plays and drops. It will be world premiere. It's the NerdCage Live red carpet premiere.
Yes.
I'm really proud of this video. But yeah, I mean, you can watch it anytime you want, but if you want to be in the premiere and chat with everybody, you want to be here tomorrow night. So, yeah, like I said, look forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic video. I think it's the best video I've ever produced. I worked really hard on it. Not to brag or anything, but yeah, I worked really, really freaking hard on it. And I really think the NerdCage fans will dig it. The Mortal Kombat fans will dig it. Any cinema fan, any martial arts fan will totally dig this video. If you like Stuntmen React on Corridor Crew, it's pretty much the NerdCage version of it with some Mortal Kombat twisted in there for good measure.
Yeah, right. You did one with Marquez too, right?
Yes. Yep, that was Volume 1. This is Volume 2.
On Captain America.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And Volume 3. Let's just say that we're already in talks to doing Volume 3. I won't say a word. Let's just say
keep it going. Keep it going.
If the stars align right, Volume 3 is going to be huge. If the stars align right, I'll leave it at that. I cannot say.
I know you can't say anything else about Volume 3, but who's it going to be with?
I'll say hopefully more Mortal Kombat. People. I'll leave it at that.
There you go.
I'll not say another word. I probably say
let's just say that you're not being very rich with details.
Let's just say, just want to, like I said, it's in the works right now. Volume 3 is in pre-production as we speak.
Yeah. And that being said, tomorrow at 9, since it's only a half hour long, if you're having severe NerdCage withdrawals when we're done, you can come over to Twitch at 10 o'clock and watch us finish out Super Mario Brothers.
Yes.
Hey, all right.
On Twitch, that'll be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right after the premiere. So look forward to that on Twitch. All right.
Yep.
So,
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Let's get right into it, guys. So, a lot of Mortal Kombat news has broken in the last couple of weeks here between the movies and the games. So I figured it'd only be appropriate. Why don't we talk about the potential rumor / leak of Mortal Kombat 12?
Okay.
So
The developer
desk.
desk.
Saw the tweet. I think
The
Justin,
developer
I think
desk.
you already know. So Justin, I'll let you take the lead here in regards to Mortal Kombat 12 and what's going on.
Well, someone was posting, one of the NetherRealm developers posted a picture of his desk in a tweet, which has since been deleted. But he was showing off, some stuff on his desk, like some fan art and stuff like that. And somebody zoomed in on the desktop, and there was a little thing there that said Mortal Kombat 12, which, of course, has made the community go nuts. And, I try and think about all the different possibilities of what it means. Like, hey, he could have just put it there as a joke, knowing that somebody would be scrutinizing every little detail. He could have just been doing that to troll the community.
Definitely.
Yeah, he could have. It could be something that they're working on right now. It could be something that they have planned for years from now. I mean, look, they can be working on MK12 and be planting some seeds and still also be doing Injustice 3 on the side. Bottom line is, it doesn't mean anything. There's so many different possibilities, but nonetheless, the fan community went nuts, and the guy did delete his tweet, so that just fuels the speculation and the rumor mill even more.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I know.
CEO, go ahead. Oh,
I think he might have froze.
Yeah, I think he froze.
He's SubZero, so he froze.
Yeah.
we'll get him. Yeah, we'll get him back.
All right. I do like one of the jokes that somebody put out, and they're like, "Yes, MK12 confirmed, but it's a golf game." I thought that was funny.
Somebody would put a hole in one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll address what I think is going on. First and foremost, I'm 99% sure that Mortal Kombat 12 has probably been in development before the Mortal Kombat 11 cycle was even done.
Yes.
Because when Mortal Kombat X came out, like they were already working on Mortal Kombat 11 when Mortal Kombat X before Mortal Kombat X even came out. Whoops. Looks like we lost him. Hopefully we can back on here. Hang on. Let me just hang on. Oh wait, he's back. He's back. Whoop, he's back. Hang on, guys. Let me just fix something here.
Hey, you know what you guys should have queued up for when stuff like this happens? Like a little clip from the Eminem song where he says, "Guess who's back? Back again."
Yeah.
But we might get copyright hit with that. Okay, so
just for like 6 seconds, you'll be all right.
All right, so SubZero, not too bad. Havoc Addict, so what is your take on the Mortal Kombat 12 leak that happened on Twitter last week? What's your take on it?
Well, I think going back to what Tabmok was saying, I know the developer that he's talking about, and I kind of get the sense he likes to troll a little bit like Boone does. He's really active in the community. And I think it was a hint left out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Yeah. And
I don't think the game's ready at all. I think it's in development, but I don't expect an announcement anytime soon. I just think it just confirms it's in development. I don't think it's gonna be coming out for at least another couple of years.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And like you said, these developers tend to develop, 3-4 games at a time. So it could release, years down the road. So
Right. Just having the folder open doesn't mean it's the next thing that's going to be released.
And now that Earth has kind of broken their cycle, anything's possible now. So
yeah.
Yeah, and another thing too, and we can kind of move on to the next another topic I want to talk into real quick is I think it's too early for Mortal Kombat 12 right now because we just got a new Unreal Engine 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, Unreal Engine 5 just came out. I'd rather have Mortal Kombat use Unreal Engine 5 instead of the same engine that Mortal Kombat 11 ran on. So I think it's a little early. But like I said, I think it just confirms that hey, it is on the way and it is in development. It just won't be any time.
And these things go in threes too, like the first 3 Mortal Kombat arcade games and the 3 from the 3D era, those 3, and now like the NetherRealm 3. So it seems like MK12 needs to be like a whole new cycle.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It feels too early too.
Yeah. Yeah, because
the timing of it though.
We're only 2 years removed from, not even 2 years removed from, what do you call it? The
MK11 support. Yeah.
Because in the original cycle of NetherRealm, we get a Mortal Kombat once every 4 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, with Injustice in between.
Yep.
Oh, real quick, Mad Mike 54 just subbed up to NerdCage, so thank you very much, Mad Mike 54.
Thank you.
You are a Twitter go. You are a Twitch go. Thank you very much, dude. And I love you. I love your post, and I love the picture you post, man. You guys.
Yeah.
The Scorpion challenge was awesome.
That's $1 million smile right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, but you know what? It's going back to MK12 for a minute.
Yes.
Think about the timing. Like, this does coincide with the 30-year anniversary of Mortal Kombat. So that makes some people think that maybe they will change the timing of it to make it match.
Yeah.
Exactly what I want to transition to. Perfect transition. So, come October is going to be the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat. And I just wanted to go around in a circle if there's any predictions or speculation. So, Tabmok, you kind of already said Mortal Kombat 12. But do you think there's going to be anything else with the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary? Because they did confirm, NetherRealm did confirm they have plans for the 30th anniversary. We just don't know what. But do you have anything you can predict? Or is there anything you know or may possibly know?
Yeah. I could make a prediction. I'm kind of thinking that if they do anything special, it'll be for MK11. Maybe they'll take like all the skins and the stuff like that they only run at certain times. They'll open it up and let you get anything you want at all, ever. Like here's the quick window where you can do it. It coincides with the 30th anniversary. Go to the store and buy everything. That's what I think. It's going to be a cash grab.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would be too. It would be cool too. Yeah.
Addict, what do you got? What's your prediction and speculation for the 30th anniversary?
Well, this is a long shot, but as you know, Street Fighter did a 30th anniversary release where they did a lot of games packed into one disc. You remember that? It just came out not too long ago.
Yep.
And I would love to see NetherRealm go back and just pack all that old stuff like 3D era and all that together in one package. It's a long shot, but I think it would be epic to see that.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say the same thing. I have a hunch that maybe we'll get a Mortal Kombat like Midway collection, not only like the old games but the 3D era as well.
Yeah,
that would be nice. I mean, as Tabmok just said, it could be. That's a perfect cash grab. I think that makes the most sense because I am dying to like have like to be able to play all those 3D era games on my current gen systems. That would be nice.
You don't have to take the disc in and out. You can just choose it right there. Yeah, that'd be epic.
And fast loading times, like.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Mortal Kombat, I think as far as content, it's a lot more than each Street Fighter. It would be a lot, but I think it's possible.
Yes. Joe from Fall 1 Gaming, what do you have any predictions or speculation of what 30th?
I would like to see a re-release of the original trilogy with brushed up graphics. You know what I mean? Something like
about that?
Not really a remake, but kind of a remaster would be nice.
Heck yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping for.
Hey, Fallen, you know about that MK trilogy remake that's going on, right?
I did see that. Yes, I did.
Yes, shout out to Komi Dogu. Their latest podcast was fantastic. Shout out to Chris and Toasty. They're fantastic dudes. They're friends on NerdCage Live. But yeah, their latest podcast, they actually talked about, they actually interviewed the developers of the MK Trilogy 4K remake, which got me all excited. And it just sucks because, this could easily be done, but there's so many things to jump through. I think that would be perfect for the 30th anniversary and perfect for online gameplay. I would absolutely kill for a remade Mortal Kombat trilogy.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe if you're good, it'll come out for Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go.
It just sucks because there's so much politics in Warner Brothers games and NetherRealm that
there's politics all over the industry.
Yeah.
It's an issue right now.
Crazy. But just imagine like all the 3D era and all the old stuff to be able to play online. if they did that, you could just jump on and play any game from original trilogy through the 3D area. It'd be epic.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my hopes and prayers. I mean, we'll see.
Motor Con. Could you imagine that?
Yes.
Yeah, and the other thing is there's something similar to that for Street Fighter that they did, where they ported all the old Street Fighters, and you can vote on which ones you want to play, and then play the one that comes up. And I mean, the connections are kind of horrible, but other than that, I mean, something like that with Mortal Kombat would be awesome.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but Capcom also did this weird thing where they re-released like a Super Nintendo version, like a special edition that comes on a red cartridge. Like after all these years, did you see that?
No,
I didn't. That's awesome.
I don't expect NetherRealm to do something like that, but man, could you imagine?
Yeah, there's some custom. I think you have one of the custom-made Mortal Kombat red cartridges, right?
Yep. I do have some of that custom stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And since we were kind of on the topic of Mortal Kombat trilogy, I kind of actually want to bring up a really, really great topic that I never got the chance to discuss with any of you guys, and it's something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and it's something that's bothered me for decades.
Would you say it's been bothering you for about 3 decades?
It's been bothering me since 1995, maybe 96 if you want to take it that far. So let's talk Mortal Kombat 3 for a quick moment. And the reason why I want to talk Mortal Kombat 3 specifically is because I feel like to this day, there's no perfect version of Mortal Kombat 3, and here's why. Let me explain. Vanilla Mortal Kombat 3 comes out. My mind was blown. I loved it. But obviously people were upset that they didn't have the ninjas, etc., etc., etc. So then we got Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. But here's the thing that bothers me about Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and I'm talking the arcade and the home systems.
It's missing stuff. Missing stuff. I know where you're going with this because I thought the same thing. I'm thinking exactly along the same lines as you. Oh wait, can I pick up and take off can I pick up where you're going to leave off?
Yes, go ahead.
Go for it.
All right. Ultimate MK3 doesn't cycle through all the backgrounds. In fact, it's missing some of the backgrounds. Ultimate MK3 doesn't cycle through all the character bios. It only shows the new characters. Yes. Ultimate MK3 doesn't have those really cool intro story things where it's like raiding stuff on Earth. And here's the Lin Kuei, and here's Shao Kahn's plan. All that context and all that lore stuff is missing. All the things that hyped you up about MK3 to suck you into the game. All that's been thrown out, maybe because of memory problems, maybe because it's already old hat and they want to only focus on the new stuff. But whatever the reasoning is, Ultimate MK3 is missing some stuff that Vanilla MK3 had.
Yeah.
Exactly. You took everything out of my mouth. Thank you.
Good. Track mode is, I think personally, is better in Vanilla MK3.
Yes.
Like the thing.
An MK trilogy brings back some of the character bios, but they're still missing some of the stuff that made MK3 great.
Not just that, but Mortal Kombat Trilogy doesn't look as good as Ultimate MK3 did in the arcade.
It's a little bit choppier. It's missing some sprites. Some of the characters obviously have to be scaled down a little bit. And then you've got the issue of there's no definitive version of MK Trilogy. You've got the N64 version and you've got the other versions, and they play a little different. To the point where they've each got completely exclusive characters, like the different versions of Chameleon. So now there is no single ultimate version. There's no perfect version of Trilogy. There's no definitive version of 3 or Ultimate. There's nothing where it's all combined into one. And it seems like it's going to be up to Mugen developers and individual program modders like you've seen the Druzis version of Ultimate MK3 Plus. It seems like it's up to the community to sort of fix it and make the definitive version that we don't otherwise have.
I know, it's been driving me nuts for years. And like the other thing,
your OCD is kicking in, isn't it?
The N64 version. Okay, the N64 version doesn't have Kentaro and Goro, but it has 3v3.
Yeah.
PlayStation doesn't have 3v3, but it also has, but the PlayStation version has all the original tracks from Mortal Kombat 2, the backgrounds I'm saying. So like it drives me nuts that there's no perfect version of Mortal Kombat 3 out there.
That's exactly why I say that a remaster is needed.
Yeah,
because they can combine everything all into one game.
And I think the guys that are developing it have the chance to do it.
But listen, I'm going to level with you. you really can't have it all in one game, and here's why. You know that thing in the MK3 intro where it's like, here, these are the words of Raiden, and he has to give up on Earth?
Yeah.
That's been retconned in order to put Raiden into MK Trilogy. So that screen has got to go.
True.
Yeah.
True.
You know those bios where it says stuff like, for Cyrax and Sector, they're like pursuing SubZero, and they're like, unlike the ninja of old, his pursuers come as machines instead of men. That doesn't make sense anymore either, because now Scorpion's in the game, so that's gotta go. Like, there's all this stuff that you gotta get rid of in order to make it all fit. So you almost
then I propose this: you make completely new storyboards, filling the gaps on everything.
That could be cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a perfect solution
there's
either.
No definitive version. I know. Okay, so gun to everybody's head right here, right now. I was going to ask this question later, but since we're on the topic of Mortal Kombat 3, gun to your head. We'll start with CEO Lin Kuei. What is your... There's no definitive version. We just confirmed that. But what is your preferred way to play Mortal Kombat 3? CEO, go ahead, man.
Well, now it would be the arcade one-up. You know, now if I could, if I had to choose, I like the arcade one-up, the one for the counter-arcade. Back in the day, Super Nintendo, man, was my go-to.
Well said, well said. Tabmok99, what about you? What is your preferred way to play Mortal Kombat 3?
You know, I've got one of those custom MAME cabinets, and it's got MK Trilogy loaded in it. I think the PC port of MK Trilogy is probably the best one that you can get out of all of them. Better than the PlayStation, just because it fixes that loading time stuff a little bit. So,
okay.
I'm going to go with the PC port of MK Trilogy, even though not a whole lot of MK fans got a chance to experience that one.
Mm-hmm. I haven't, so I'm glad you mentioned that. I'd have to get my hands on it.
You know what? GOG, GOG Gaming, they bring back a lot of the old classics. Like, they brought back MK1, MK2, MK3, and MK4 on the PC. So it's playable on a modern PC, thanks to them. So everybody should support GOG Gaming, but MK Trilogy is the one that they don't have.
Oh, okay. Still good.
And Jay, I didn't know if you know, but the new the countercade from Arcade 1-Up, that one actually has the vanilla Mortal Kombat 3 on it.
Oh, the one that's coming out, the one that's $1,000, the one that's coming out?
No, the little one.
No, the countercade one.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, the little tabletop one.
I have the regular arcade one up. I don't have. Okay, I did not realize the countertop one's got vanilla MK3. Okay.
They made like 5 or 6 different ones of them now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm actually excited. Well, Havoc Addict, we talked about this before publicly on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for the new one because it's gonna have online play, bigger screen, bigger speaker. But I hate the fact that Daniel Casina is missing from the arcade artwork.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Tom, we talked about this. There's a fix to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a fix.
But yeah, I think I'd have to get like.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them though. I think they kind of had to do it that way.
Yeah, it's not their fault for sure. But personally, I would have rather seen them go and do the art for the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what though, I love the drawing of that dragon. I love that yellow.
Yeah, it is. And and you could call it the Liu Kang fatality version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Excellent.
It is. It literally is.
Yeah.
Joe from Fall 1 Gaming, what is your preferred way to play Mortal Kombat 3 that's out there right now?
All right, this will come as no surprise to anyone that knows me, but my preferred version of MK Trilogy is the PlayStation version, hands down. I grew up with that. It's got nostalgia for me, so that's the way I prefer to play it.
For me right now, I'm going to say the arcade one-up. As much as it bothers me, it doesn't have the storyboards and all that, but I love the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on arcade one-up because it runs really smooth and it looks great.
Yeah.
That's my preferred way to play, even over Trilogy. But man, now that Tabmok mentioned the PC port of Trilogy, I gotta get my hands on it. I'm intrigued now.
You gotta give it a chance. You gotta figure out the magic behind installing it on the PC. It's so worth it.
Well, my laptop's a gaming laptop, so it would be able to run on my laptop. So I could probably give it a shot here.
Yeah, I have a feeling when I get into PC gaming, a lot of my views on console gaming are gonna change a bit.
I would love to see one-up add Mortal Kombat 4, but like I was talking to Tabmok, I'm not sure if they would be able to do it.
I don't think it's doable.
Yeah.
I think, look, first of all, the hardware that you would need to do that, it's going to make it way more expensive than it currently is. It's already kind of getting up there now with the online edition, so.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, too, because back around, in the late 90s or early 2000s, you could get an actual Mortal Kombat cabinet a lot cheaper than you can the one-ups right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to transition to another thing that we need to, some breaking news that happened, maybe about 2 weeks ago here.
Recent.
Ooh.
Yes. So they just announced that Mortal Kombat 2021, the movie, is in fact getting a sequel greenlit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm kind of surprised, given not so much the reception, but the fact that, I mean, the pandemic. I really didn't know that they could justify making another one, but they
can. They easily could. I'm not surprised at all, dude. Look, think about this. Mortal Kombat 2021 is HBO Max's biggest seller. That's what's getting the subscriptions. Yeah. And not only that, even though there was also a theatrical release, it's still bringing people into the app. Even though they had the Snyder Cut, and you know how the Snyder Cut, that was going viral, that hashtag, release the Snyder Cut, and they actually did in order to get people into the HBO Max app. And still, Mortal Kombat beat that. Godzilla came out for the app. It beat that. Like, Mortal Kombat has been huge on that app. Why wouldn't they make a sequel? Do they have to?
Yeah, it's funnier, definitely.
Yeah. No, I hope it's better than the first one, because I feel like the first one was more of a setup movie, not so much like it set up the tournament. We actually didn't get a tournament, but yeah, Havoc. How you feeling about the Mortal Kombat? Well, first of all, go briefly talk about your thoughts of the Mortal Kombat movie, and then you can give your thoughts about the sequel being greenlit.
A couple quick things. I didn't hate the first one. I had a good time with it. I thought, for one, with a Mortal Kombat movie, the basics, you got to have great fighting. You know what I mean? And I think some of the fighting was good, but I wish they would go to a more uncut. Like, there's a lot of fast edits in it, right? And if Mortal Kombat, the game, is in a wide view, and so if they did that where the fight would continue without a bunch of cuts, and they can kind of incorporate how it looks in the game a little bit, I think it would be awesome. And some other thoughts on it, I think it was a little, I don't want to say convoluted, but I wish they would go and take a page from the Marvel and start out slow. Focus on a couple characters, build it up. If they're interested in making a universe out of it and do it the right way and not try to cram everything at one time, I think that's where Battle of the Realms suffered a little bit, There's just too much stuff at one time, And so I think this whole universe could be epic if they take their time with it and focus on characters and build it up. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I think that Warner Brothers does have a habit of doing that. They kind of did that with Batman versus Superman. They sort of created plots from a lot of different comic book movies all into one movie, and instead of letting it breathe a little bit. So taking a page from the Marvel book, and I don't know if Mortal Kombat needs to go quite that route, because Mortal Kombat is supposed to be a big get together from a bunch of people, so they kind of have to do that. But yeah, I think that with this movie, I think the big thing, like you commented on, was the fighting. They need to make the fighting look like the games a little bit. That scene with the foot sweep was one of my favorite ones for the whole movie. So funny.
It goes back, to the definitely. That was
because awesome. It reminds you of the game.
It's the spam, it's the spam and the sweep,
Yeah, having a continuous fight where you see that back and forth between the people instead of having all those cuts that almost make it hard to follow the action. Yeah. They need to watch that a little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to see more character development too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somehow, as Mortal Kombat fans, we all forgave the 1995 film for this, but SubZero and Reptile didn't have any speaking lines in that film, and in this new movie, Reiko and Natara didn't have any speaking lines. We gotta know who these guys are before they get killed off.
Yeah, and they made Reiko a straight jobber in this one. God bless Nathan Jones, I love him. But he, the writers fell short on that one, on the Reiko.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't downright hate the movie. I thought it was all right. I'll say this. I was disappointed, but did I hate it? No. I mean, if I was a producer, I probably could have saved the movie. You know, I think all of us here, all of us Mortal Kombat fans, we could have saved the movie if we were, you know, either a producer or if this movie had more time. But Joe, your thoughts on the Mortal Kombat sequel? Yeah, go ahead, Joe. What's your thoughts on the sequel announcement?
I agree. I didn't hate it either. And this movie had challenges to overcome from the very beginning because everybody, when they think of Mortal Kombat movie, they think of the 95 film. And what the 95 film had that this one doesn't is it had a star-studded cast. I mean, you had Kerry Tagawa that was in films before that. You had Highlander. You had Christopher Lambert in there. You had Robin Shue and everything. So, I mean, you had a star-studded cast to work with, whereas in this, you have pretty much a handful of unknowns, which is hard to work with and get people to have a likability in one movie.
And a first-time writer, too.
Yeah, so there are a lot of firsts in this. So,
you know, to be honest, despite all those firsts, I think the biggest problem that this movie faced was studio interference and them forcing the Cole Young character in there, which, you know, Mortal Kombat fans didn't need an outsider to come in and be our window into the world. We know this world. We want to, you know, they can tell this story without this.
Speaking of Cole Young, I feel bad for Louis Tan, just because of the fact that when people talk about the new movie, the first thing they say is kill Cole Young.
Well, the thing is, I'm just disappointed because I think Louis Tan would have been a perfect Johnny Cage. And that's what I was hoping when I found out Louis Tan was in the movie because I knew who he was from Into the Badlands and Deadpool 2. And I'm like, this guy's a legit fighter. You know, he's a good-looking cat. I think he'd be a perfect Johnny Cage. And
I was talking...
They wasted his talent because the guy can really fight. And he really didn't get to show off his martial arts skills too much. Like, they wasted his talent on a character that everybody hates. You know, it's unfortunate.
And I was talking to Jay weeks ago about the fact that there are ways around all these plot holes. Like all the characters that they killed off, we have the Netherrealm, we have Revenants. We can bring them back. It's not like they're dead forever.
Yeah, but I don't think they should though.
Yeah, I'm just saying they have different avenues that they could go down that would appeal to the lore of the game. On top of that, from the whole Cole Young thing, we never really met who his father is. We only saw his mother. So potentially, I don't know how old Kenshi's supposed to be, but you could turn Cole Young into Takeda and just use it as his Japanese name, like a warrior name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could save Cole Young in a way by doing that.
And you also have to make it a little bit more... I tried to think about it too, is if I was coming in and didn't know anything about Mortal Kombat, it still kind of feels fast and you're like, what the heck is going on here? You know what I mean? They jump right into it. And I think if they just take their time, you know, and I think now with the second one, they have a lot of avenues they can take too.
Yeah, and I think they have a higher budget now. So I think what they should do is they should expand on the effects and stuff. Like that teleportation thing that Kung Lao had, they need to bring more of that. More aesthetics like that.
Yeah, they got to get their finger on the pulse of Mortal Kombat fandom. You know what I mean? You can't come in with the first movie and have Cole Young kill Goro. That right there shows you.
That was a big mistake.
So mad.
That shows you right there.
Go ahead and tell them what happened when we were watching it, as we watched it air on HBO Max at 3 in the morning.
Which part? The part where you were pissed off beyond belief that Goro died? Oh my God, you wouldn't leave that alone. You won't shut the movie off at that point.
But you know, the writer and the director, they claim to be, you know, huge Mortal Kombat fans, but, you know, if they would have had their pulse on the fandom of Mortal Kombat, they would have known that wasn't a great decision, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I will say that was a big mistake because Cole Young was a newcomer and we're just being introduced to him and he doesn't have the right to kill Goro. Like, come on. This is the same thing that everybody hates about Devora. She's like a brand new character and they're going to use her to kill off the popular characters like Melina and Scorpion, both of who have huge fan bases. Like, nobody's going to get excited about Devora. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Well, I can be a little bit more forgiving about Devora, but here's the thing about Cole Young is Cole Young's just an MMA fighter. Goro is the undefeated champion for 500 years, and he wanders into the garage and gets killed before the tournament even happens.
They treated
that
him like
was a lot more egregious. than Devorah,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Even though I'm with you, I was a little bit like scratch my head, like Devorah killed, Scorpion, like really, but
Yeah.
It was disrespectful in a way to the fans, I think.
Now, that's funny. People in the chat right now are saying that Louis Tan could be another character, but maybe not Johnny Cage. But it's funny because Louis Tan actually did play another character. He played Kung Jin in that canceled Mortal Kombat Legends.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
The Bo Writer was so horrible for that. It was Eric Roberts. He was terrible.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that, Jason? You know what we're talking about?
Yes. Yo, listen, as much as we dunk on season 2 of Legacy, I really wanted season 3. As much as we dunked on season 2,
I liked it, dude. I liked Legacy. I don't know why people are so down.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
It was free. It was free. I am not complaining. I just think season 1 was miles better. But there's still stuff from season 2 that I enjoyed.
Me too. I like the Katana Molina episode a lot.
Yeah. I dug the fight with Sector Cyrax in the first one. That was pretty epic.
Yeah, that was a good scene too. I like how they snuck in Hydro there too. That was an unexpected callback.
Put up a good fight too.
Now I'm going to ask the most polarizing question about the sequel to 2021.
Yes.
Casting options for Johnny Cage.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up real quick. So I work for Joe Blow. They did an article a few months ago. Now, Joe Blow's got some sources, all right? I'm not confirming anything. But one of the actors that's in talks, that supposedly was in talks to play Johnny Cage in this upcoming sequel, is Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy, has been in talks to play Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, just throwing that out there, and I'm speaking into existence. It's not...
Listen. Sometimes the characters that you least think, like a lot of people don't remember this, but when Heath Ledger was announced as the Joker, everybody slammed on it, man. People hated it. You know what I mean? The idea of Heath Ledger playing the Joker. So you never know. He could definitely be a good Johnny Cage.
Yeah, and now he's considered the most iconic Joker of all time.
Yeah, and the same thing's has happened with Robert Pattinson's Batman, and we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
I wouldn't knock anybody. It's just what kind of performance do they give once they're in that position?
Yeah.
Don't really know.
Our fan base is normally like united on this issue. They all want the Miz to be Johnny Cage.
No. I don't want wrestlers. I don't want any wrestlers.
I saw a lot of people pushing for Ryan Reynolds too.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I mean,
although Ryan did say he was taking a break from cinema for a while, so I don't know about that.
Reynolds, but I don't think, if I'm being frank, I don't think they can afford him, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, that's why people were talking about The Rock being in it and stuff. So budget.
That brings me to something too. The Rock said he was going to do a new video game movie. It's been highly rumored that it's Call of Duty, but Ed Boon did come out and say that he would make a great Shao Kahn. So,
but you know, the thing about that though, with somebody that famous, you have to put him in a role where people don't see The Rock. You know what I mean? Because I think I would just see The Rock instead of Shao Kahn. You know what I mean?
Can I tell you a secret?
Well,
you know who? If they do hire The Rock, if they do hire The Rock, you know who he should play? Tremor.
There you go. Going there.
I like that.
Tremor was one of the best.
Who would you guys? Okay, we'll go around the circle real quick. I already said my piece, I guess, but we'll go around the circle. So, Havoc, who's your choice for Johnny Cage in the sequel?
Oh gosh, now that you said it with Charlie Hunnam, I think he would be a good Johnny Cage. It's kind of hard to see it on the surface, you know. But once they, got his hair cut up and got him in the character, I think he'd be an awesome Johnny Cage.
Very well said. Tabmok99, who would you pick for Johnny Cage for the sequel?
Oh man, you know what? I don't really have a strong opinion about this. I think I'd be happy with anybody. As long as they write him and as long as he's just as equally funny as Kano was in the first movie.
You know what I think they have to do with this one though is have some of the old legacy actors as a cameo. Come on, we need that.
They got to do cameos.
Yeah.
I'm not saying hire. Maybe they should just hire Dan Pacina and have him be Johnny.
Hell fucking yes!
Yes.
By the way, I guess I could mention. I can't say too much details, but I'll just say this: whenever it drops, I'm very much looking forward to Mortal Kombat Legends Never Die.
April. It's coming out in April or so. I've heard.
Maybe. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. I don't know what the specifics are.
That was the plans at one point. That was the plan.
That was the plan, but we don't. I'll say this: we don't know. I'll leave it at that.
I don't know if you saw it, but I did get to do an interview with Jay Jackhammer from that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was great. By the way, subscribe to Tabmok99 on YouTube and watch that interview and watch all his content. But yes, that was a good interview.
Awesome videos, man.
Thank you.
Definitely. If you ever get a chance to hang out with Tabmok, don't pass it up, man. It's amazing. This dude's knowledge of Mortal Kombat is so deep, it's insane.
I know, he's my go-to. He's the GOAT Mortal Kombat YouTuber, man, which is why I'm so thankful to have him on here hanging out with us tonight and his knowledge.
I know you guys are planning on opening this up to the chat later. Like, any Mortal Kombat questions you guys have that you want to ask me, like, later on in the chat, that's going to be a thing. So think about that and write them down now, because I'll be ready to answer them soon.
Yes, if you have any questions, we're saving questions for the end of the show. Joe, real quick before we move on, do you have a dream cast for Johnny Cage for the sequel?
A dream cast?
I was leaning towards Ryan Reynolds until he said he was taking a break, so I know that's probably not a thing now. Charlie Hunter wouldn't be bad though.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd be bad.
There we go, guys. We're speaking into existence. The rumor mill. Drive that rumor mill off. Charlie Hunnam as Johnny Cage is a remote possibility. So we'll see. So I think more and more details will probably come later on. I mean, we just got the green light recently. I'm sure sometime. I bet you we'll probably get some. We'll probably get some news when that 30th anniversary stuff drops. Maybe we'll get more movie news. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, so let's do kind of like what they do in Komi Dogu. Let's do a lightning round. We're gonna hammer through the whole entire Mortal Kombat franchise.
No, wait. Do you have a lightning sound effect?
Unfortunately, I do not. I don't have one queued up. But I do. I will say this though. I do have queued up for sound effect. We can,
finish him.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. Kind of like what we did last time when Tabmok was here. We went through all the games and we picked our favorite fatality and favorite background. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it differently. This time we're going to say, we already did Mortal Kombat 3, so we'll accept. Our preferred way to play, meaning what system or what your preferred way to play each game, and who are your main or mains in each game. We'll go right in order, starting with Mortal Kombat 1. So that being said, CEO, I will let you go first. We'll start with Mortal Kombat 1, your preferred way to play, and who are your main or mains. Go ahead.
Okay, definitely SubZero and Raiden, and hands down Sega Genesis.
Very well said. Tabmok99, go ahead, same question.
Well, I have my PlayStation 2 controller right here. That's my favorite controller to use. I've got it wired to my PC through a little USB adapter. Whatever system I'm playing on, I have a little adapter so I can use the PS2 controller on it. So I love. I've got like pretty much all the ports. I have MK1, MK2, MK3. I've got them on all the different systems, all the different platforms. But I think, the arcade version is the best, especially since they released it officially. Like, you can play it in Midway Arcade Treasures, and you can play the MK Arcade Collection, so on like modern systems and stuff, which is awesome. So playing the emulated arcade version, I think, is the best way to do it. And in MK1, who's my main? I can use every character in MK1. Honestly, I can use them all equally good. I know all their special moves, all their fatalities, everything.
I figured as much. Joe Gaming, go ahead. Your Mortal Kombat 1 preferred way to play and your Mortal Kombat 1 main.
Preferred way to play is Sega Genesis. And my mains usually flip between Scorpion and SubZero. Sometimes I play as Raiden, but normally it's Scorpion and SubZero.
Excellent. For me, by the way, Paul Tackett, thanks for coming in. Good night. For me, Sega Genesis. I know it's kind of I know some say the arcade. I have to go with the Genesis because of how fast it is, and I love the new music that's in the music that was composed in there for Mortal Kombat Genesis. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 for Genesis, and my two main.
Wait, now before we go into MK2, have you seen that MK1 Genesis hack that makes it arcade perfect? You know what I'm talking about?
I do not actually.
Oh, okay. So this guy, Kuei Master BR, he's from Brazil. He made a patch for the MK1 Genesis, and it edits the ROM and it makes it more arcade perfect. Like he's updated the fonts, he's updated the graphics, he's updated the sound. He makes this secret stuff that he put in. So Reptile is playable, Ermac is even playable if you go through the hoops. Wow. You gotta look up for this ROM hack, dude. You gotta play it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
If you thought the Genesis version was good before, you're gonna be blown away by how it is now.
Awesome. Check that out. All right, CEO, Mortal Kombat 2, preferred way to play and your mains.
Super Nintendo. Well, now I love playing it on the 1-up, but growing up, it was definitely Super Nintendo for MK2. It was amazing. I'll never forget the memories I have of Mortal Kombat 2 with the Super Nintendo. It was just, I played that game every day, 5-6 hours for a whole time. Just I played the shit out of that game. You know, I loved it. And SubZero again. I love Shang Tsung because you can morph into all the characters and every character's ingrained to my memory with the fatalities and moves. So I can play everybody on that one, and I love it. So.
Yes, same here actually. Tabmok99, preferred way to play MK2 and your mains.
Dude, my aunt, he just took the words right out of my mouth. I played MK2 every day after school for hours, and I picked Shang Tsung because with his morphs, he can beat everybody. MK Habit Addict will tell you, I've got a mean Shang Tsung. I will mix people up with those morphs. I'll be Baraka 1 second. As soon as that's done, bam, now I'm Raiden, and I surprise you with the teleport. Like, I love the way he gets the match.
He's got a nasty MK2. He's good.
Good to know.
Yeah, MK2 is probably my favorite in the series because of Shang Tsung's morphs makes him so powerful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Joe from Fallen Game, preferred way to play MK2 in your mains.
Yeah, I prefer Super NES again. And for mains, Kung Lao was definitely one main. Shang Tsung, I think everybody loved. And, Scorpion is my main throughout all of Mortal Kombat, all the way up. But I do differentiate from time to time.
Okay, awesome.
All the characters in MK2 are fun to play. It's just, you can't go wrong with any character in MK2, really.
Yes. For me, MK2, growing up, it was definitely Super Nintendo, but now that my hands on an arcade or arcade emulator, arcade hands down. As far as characters, I feel like I'm pretty good with everybody, but if I narrow it down to 3, Raiden, Katana, SubZero.
The Super Nintendo,
I'm best with.
The Super Nintendo port had something that the other ones don't, which is that 4-on-4 combat mode. That was a fun endurance round.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the Super Nintendo one I thought was, at the time, was the closest we got to an arcade perfect port.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of already covered Mortal Kombat 3 as far as preferred way to play, but why don't we just go real quick? Who are your mains in Mortal Kombat? This could be both Trilogy, Ultimate, and 3. We'll combine them together. Havoc, who's your mains in MK3?
Let's see. Again, definitely Unmasked SubZero and Sector. And my main way to play is Super Nintendo. Well, again, now the arcade 1-up, is super fun, but growing up, Super Nintendo.
Excellent.
And SubZero Sector.
Cool. Tabmok99, main in Mortal Kombat 3.
Okay, so by the time MK3 came out, I was actually spending more times in the arcades than I was at home. So I kind of grew up with that arcade thing for that one. Smoke was my go-to in MK3 at the time. I remember beating the game with Smoke and drawing huge crowds of people. Even though it was a 2-player game, people would actually hold off on joining in because they wanted to see me beat Shao Kahn and stuff. It was amazing. So Smoke was my go-to guy for years, but lately I've switched it up and I like to main Cyrax and Sindel in vanilla MK3. In Ultimate, I think Yeah, probably still the same too. But with Trilogy, you got so many more characters. I'm good with Rain. I'm good with Noob Saibot. I love playing as Baraka, especially with that spinning move of his. So with Trilogy, it's like a whole different animal.
MK2, but they took it out.
Well, because it made him OP, so I see why they took him out. And then also in the N64 version of MK Trilogy, SubZero, the masked version, is so amazing because he has like all the moves. He can do the ice clone and the ground freeze and the high freeze. Like he does it all.
Definitely.
Very well said. Joe from Fall 1 Gaming, preferred mains in Mortal Kombat 3, preferred way to play.
Preferred way to play PlayStation. And my mains for this one, I had a regular main and I had an underdog main. My regular main was Noob Saibot. My underdog main was Striker.
There's nothing wrong with Striker.
Exactly.
Starting in Ultimate, he got good because he had the gun.
Yeah.
Yep. Dude, that's great. So for me, real quick, for the covering all the versions of Mortal Kombat 3, Cyrax and SubZero, Unmasked SubZero are like my go-tos. However, when we had Leah Montalongo on NerdCage Live back in September, we played on Twitch. We did a run-through of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 as Sindel, and I got good with Sindel with her combos and air fireballs. So low-key lately, Sindel's been one of my new mains, but it's always been Cyrax and SubZero. If I'm going to extend it to Trilogy because of Raiden, I love having Raiden in Mortal Kombat Trilogy because I like to use his flying attack in the combos and stuff, and Mortal Kombat Trilogy is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
The one thing about Sindel that you've probably caught is that if you hit somebody in the air with her scream, you can hit them with like a punch, maybe a second punch, and then hit them again with a second scream.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then once the
second uppercut, jump punch, and then fireball. If you fast.
You can do that. You can do that. But if you hit them with the second scream, usually by the second one, they've now fallen all the way back down to the ground, and you can hit them with the ground combo and pop them up into the air.
Hey, shout out to Mad Mike, man. He got some awesome combos.
Yes. Yeah, I see.
And Mike has been killing it with the Mugen games, too. Have you seen it?
Nice.
He plays all those cool, obscure Mugen creations. I freaking love it.
Hey, real quick, because it's on topic, Joe, go ahead and Alice in the chat. She chimed in with some of her mains there. Go ahead and just run through that real quick, and we'll move on to MK4.
All right. She says for MK3 Ultimate, it was Human Smoke, Unmasked SubZero, Sonya Blade, and Rain.
And then before that, she's got another one in there.
Before that, she said for regular MK on the Sega Genesis, she had Sonya Blade. And for MK2, she had Shang Tsung.
Yeah, I think it's a popular opinion. It's MK2 Shang Tsung. Okay.
So Sonya was really good in Mortal Kombat 1. She's probably one of the best characters if you're not a really user in Mortal Kombat 1.
Scissor grab. Enough said.
That scissor grab can be a mean combo, especially if you do it against somebody like Raiden that can turn into an instant real quick.
Absolutely. Okay, Mortal Kombat 4. Go ahead. Havoc Egg, your preferred way to play it. Who are your mains in Mortal Kombat 4? You can include Mortal Kombat Gold.
Growing up, N64, I played it as Mortal Kombat 4, Nintendo 64, SubZero again. SubZero is pretty much the only character I really played a lot of on MK4. I wasn't a huge fan of Mortal Kombat 4. I did play it, and I usually stuck with SubZero.
Very well said. Tabmok99, preferred way to play Mortal Kombat 4 in your mains?
I think Dreamcast had the definitive version of that game with MK Gold.
The Gold,
Yeah, and the home versions of that were cool because I threw in like Goro and stuff, who was never in the arcade. So, all the home ports are pretty cool. The FMV and things, man, there was just so much cool stuff about that. But I guess Scorpion was kind of my main for that. I mean, I really liked being able to do the combo and like bust out with the sword in the middle of the combo, you know?
Yeah, the weapons. Okay,
Shinnok was in there doing his impersonations, which was like as close as they could get to a playable Shang Tsung with the morphs. So I like playing as Shinnok in that game.
Excellent. Joe from Fallen Gaming, preferred way to play MK4 in your mains?
I feel bad. I skipped 4.
Oh, shame. That's okay, Joe. It's okay.
I was part of the MK4 Road Tour, man. I was following the truck.
Oh, no shit.
I think the reason I skipped it is because I didn't have a Dreamcast, so I didn't even see Gold come out at the time. And I never even knew it existed on N64 back then.
Yeah.
So
No, that's fine. So real quick from me, hands down, Dreamcast MK Gold for Dreamcast. My mains, Raiden, Fujin, Tanya, and because of Mortal Kombat Gold, Cyrex and Sector, especially Sector, because you can cheese those missiles, man. Like, really cheese those missiles. Okay, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, preferred way to play in your main. CEO, go ahead.
So again, SubZero. It's going to be a lot of SubZeros.
I know.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
And definitely PlayStation 2.
Yes, very good, very good. Tabmok, what do you got for Deadly Alliance, your main and your preferred way to play?
Okay, so my main is Lee May. Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but back in E3 2002, they had a Lee May booth babe at the show. So yes, I've got a photo with her. I'll show it to you. Yeah, I took my picture with her. It was great. So that made me a Lee May fan right then and there.
Understandable.
It was the way to play it.
All right. And I'm sorry, what was your preferred way to play?
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2. Okay. Sorry about that. Joe, Deadly Alliance, preferred way to play, and your main.
Mine was also PlayStation 2, and besides Scorpion, because like I said, I mained him all the way through. But Liu Kang was actually my main.
He wasn't in Deadly Alliance. He was killed.
Wasn't he in? We're talking about the next one. Sorry. For this, well, then I'd have to stick with Scorpion. I forgot because I was thinking Zombie Liu Kang and Zombie Liu Kang.
That's the next one. Well, now we know what your next one's gonna be.
Yep. So now you know my next main. Thanks.
Yes. Me, I actually prefer the Xbox version, but as far as my mains go, Sonya because she had the Taekwondo combos. SubZero because he had the body surf. You know, he just throw with the body, and he also impaled you. You can impale. So for me, it was Sonya and SubZero, and low key because Moloch was such a bitch. I needed Johnny Cage with the nunchucks. So I always used Johnny Cage to get past Moloch, but my mains were mainly SubZero and Sonya. Mortal Kombat Deception, one of my favorite games ever, probably the most underrated Mortal Kombat. CEO, your preferred way to play and your mains.
Well, again, PlayStation 2, and again, SubZero. But I also like Scorpion in Deception.
Yep.
Yeah, I also like Scorpion. I can't lie.
Yes. Tabbo, preferred way to play Deception and your mains in Deception.
PS2 and Shujinko. I mean, after playing as him in Conquest mode, how can you main anybody else?
I just got the comment here from Shay Smithers who's saying that Joe's not real MK fan because he messed up.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe, we already established your.
I think I was OP too.
This is constricting my brain, so I'm having lapses.
Well, Joe, what's your preferred way to play Deception?
PS2, and you know my main now, Zombie Liu Kang.
So I actually have to go with Deception. I'm going to have to go with PlayStation 2, but as far as characters go, I loved Kira because she had the Kano butterfly knives and the Kano cannonball. Raiden was way better. Okay, Raiden sucked in Deadly Alliance, but he was great in Deception because they gave him back his flying attack. So
and his teleport.
Yes. So it was Raiden, and it was Kira. And I still like SubZero a lot in Deception. In fact, I just really love that costume that he had, the samurai costume that he had. Was so freaking awesome. So SubZero, low-key SubZero was great in Deception.
Yeah.
Well, I do agree with Joe, though. Zombie Liu Kang was amazing. Everybody loved Zombie. Am I right? You gotta love Zombie Liu Kang, man. That was a good addition.
Yes, it was. And that was a surprise, too. Like, holy smokes.
There was such an epic in the intro when he comes up and confronts Shang Tsung.
Yes. So that's what we're going to right now. So Armageddon, preferred way to play CEO and your main in Armageddon.
Again, PlayStation 2, SubZero, but I also like Lee May in this one. I thought she was good. Yeah, I had fun playing her.
All right, cool. Tabma, preferred way to play Armageddon, and of course your main in Armageddon. Lots of choices.
I do like the PS2 version of this game, but also the Wii version has the female chameleon. So
yeah, it's true.
that helps. Then Male Chameleon, like all the new characters for Armageddon are like the most fun to play because all the other characters you can kind of go back and play them in the other ports. But being able to play stuff like, I don't know, Jarek, Kai, Reiko, that's where the real draw of this game is. You know, all the characters who missed out on the last two.
Very well said. Joe, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, preferred way to play in main.
PS2, and I know I sound like a broken record here, but Scorpion again.
Very well said. For Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I'm just gonna have to go with PlayStation 2 because that's the one I mainly had. As far as go-tos, it was Fujin and Goro.
Hey, and one more thing. What about Reptile? He had a good skin in this game too.
Yes, he had the Shaolin Monk skin. Yes.
Now, speaking of Reptile, do you have anything you'd like to show us?
There you go.
Getting his muscle.
Yes, that's right. I just didn't want to wear
Right.
the muscle.
Dude. Nice.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Zyzok himself.
All right. Mortal Kombat versus DC. Preferred way to play.
Hey, wait, I can be Reptile too, see?
A very cheerful Reptile.
Yeah.
All right, CEO Habit Addict, what was your go-to for Mortal Kombat versus DC, and what was your preferred way to play?
PlayStation 3. I like SubZero. I found myself, I played with a lot of Baraka. I had fun playing with Baraka in MK versus DC. And Joker was a little fun. Yeah, I tried to even I tried to stick with the Mortal Kombat characters, even though it was, DC. But I did have fun with the Joker.
Absolutely.
There's a lot. Matter of fact, I think the only DC characters I ever played with were Joker and Lex Luthor. I don't think I ever touched any of those ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tabmok, MK versus DC, preferred way to play, and your mains.
PS3, I gave all the characters a chance, MK and DC side. I gotta say, I really enjoyed playing as SubZero in this one. The fact that they gave him some kind of teleport type attack, which is
with the fallback ice, yeah,
dude, doing that move and then making people afraid to attack you, like the psychological warfare going on, playing as SubZero. That was the best version of SubZero yet.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Joe, preferred way to play MK versus DC, and your mains.
All right, Xbox 360, and my mains were normally, I stuck with the leaders on this one, so it was Raiden and Superman.
Very nice.
Good call.
I have to echo that. For me, it was the Xbox 360, Raiden, Superman, Batman, and I have to add SubZero because he had that teleport, and Katana because they gave her Melina's ball roll.
Yeah.
I know, controversial, but man, Katana was awesome in that game.
Look.
So yeah.
I will say Deathstroke had a good fatality. People rag on the fatalities of that game, but I like Deathstroke's fatality.
Yeah.
You know what I liked about the Joker's fatality in that game is that I actually predicted it on the Mortal Kombat Online forums. There's a post about me talking about it, like, hey, I bet Joker's fatality is going to be that gun where a flag comes out that says bang, and then he has a second shot that actually does kill you, and that's what they went with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Such a great call out in MK9 too when they did that. So awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So CEO, I got it on you. So we'll move on to Mortal Kombat 9, aka Mortal Kombat 2011. Preferred way to play and your mains.
Alright, I played a lot of characters on this one. My PlayStation 3 was a go-to, and I love Noob Saibot, playing with Noob in this game. So well, but I also love Reptile. Cyrax was such amazing character in this game. He's one of the best Cyraxes, I think, out of all the Mortal Kombat, as far as just being amazing and the combos, and just, he was OP.
Excellent. All right, Tabmok99, preferred way to play MK9 and your mains for this one.
PS3 was my system at the time. I also liked the fact that they had Kratos as an exclusive. Even though I'm not wild about the franchise or the character, it was still cool to have something unique to that platform. But my main would have been Cyber SubZero, along with Liu Kang and Johnny Cage. I think they played awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, can I add something to that? The stage fatality of Kratos, I think, was one of the coolest ones because you have 4 ways to achieve the death. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
The flame, the hammer come through, the chop them up. There's just you could choose which way they wanted to die. So
they made it work. They made it work for Kratos.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Joe, Fall 1 Gaming, Mortal Kombat 9, preferred way to play, and your go-tos.
All right, I didn't play much of it, but 360, and my mains were Scorpion and Freddy Krueger.
Oh, okay, a guest character, Joe. Wow. Okay, so for me, Mortal Kombat 9, Xbox 360 was my preferred way to play. In fact, I still have it. In fact, shameless plug, not tomorrow, next Friday, we're going to play Mortal Kombat 9 story mode, front to back, one session.
Oh, yeah.
Next Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on NerdCage Live on Twitch. Joe's never played story mode before, so we're gonna do story mode from start to finish.
Oh, Joe, you missed out, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know.
So shameless plug right there. So be there next Friday for Mortal Kombat 9 story mode playthrough, start to finish, one session. I will say my 2 mains, hands down, Cyrax and Kano. And I also want to point out the fact too, with Kano, I was ranked in the top 500 worldwide in 1v1 matches because I owned everybody with Kano. And I won a local tournament here in Syracuse for Mortal Kombat 9. Yeah, Kano, I am fucking awesome with Kano in Mortal Kombat 9. And again, 360 was my first, this is the way I prefer to play. So now, Mortal Kombat X. Go ahead, Havoc Addict, your main and your preferred way to play.
All right, hands down, SubZero. I think MKX. PlayStation 4 is my go-to to play it. Hands down, SubZero. I think it's one of the best looking Sub-Zeros, in my opinion. And his Grandmaster variation, I played the crap out of it, and I still play it. I love playing it. I probably play that game 2 or 3 times a week. Just the balls to the wall with the run button and just the rush down. It was just right up my alley, and I love it. And and definitely SubZero, but also Tremor. Tremor is a blast to play, and I'm a huge Predator fan, so I'll usually go with Mortal Kombat characters over guest characters. But with the Predator came on, I'm being such a huge Predator fan, I like playing with him as well. So, and look, a fun fact, I'm ranked number 2 in the worldwide Kuei in the faction wars.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Dude. Me. You just one dunked me. All right, Tabmok99, your preferred way to play Mortal Kombat X and your mains.
Okay, so I didn't actually get a PS4 when MKX dropped, or I didn't have a new console, so I didn't get MKX until a little bit later, and when I downloaded it off of Steam. So, yeah, gaming laptop. That's my preferred way to play MKX. I think Triborg, because honestly, he's basically a completely different character every time you pick him.
Yeah.
Depending on which variation you go with.
That was genius, the way they did that, incorporated Triborg.
To me, Triborg was kind of like a modern way of doing Chameleon. You know what I mean? Where he's got all the different ninjas in one character.
And Cyber Sub, so there's really 4 of them. They're doing Cyber SubZero with it. So
yeah, he's not really Triborg. It's really more of a Quadriborg.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right, Joe from Fall 1 Gaming, your preferred way to play Mortal Kombat X and your mains.
All right, preferred way to play is PS4. And my mains for this one was Scorpion and Kenshi. And I'll give you a bonus. The player I hated playing against the most was Kun Jin, because of that goddamn stick. Jay knows what tournament I'm talking about.
Yes.
I had that thing won, Jay.
Way to stick it to the Kun Jin fan.
We had a tournament at my apartment when Mortal Kombat X first came out. I had like all my friends over, and we did a tournament style. And our friend Rob just owned everybody with Kun Jin. Joe was made it to the finals, but Rob, our friend Rob, pwned him with Kun Jin's stick combo.
Yeah. It's got a nasty overhead to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so for me it was Xbox One, and Man, I had a lot of go-tos, but I really love Scorpion in this game. Scorpion was amazing in Mortal Kombat X, and so was Kung Lao. Kung Lao had some serious combos going on, dude. And he had the roll tumble and shit. And Raiden was pretty good too. So Raiden, Kung Lao, mainly Raiden, Kung Lao, and Scorpion were my mains in Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat 11, final round, baby. Your preferred way to play and your go-to.
All right, I might take a little credit for this one, but I love Scorpion in the MK11. I do. I like SubZero too, but I'd say I do like playing Scorpion. I do. And then Kano is a lot of fun in MK11. So probably my mains, if I had to pick a couple, it would be SubZero, Kano, Jax. Jax is a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jax, and I also love this fatality too, where he smoked a cigar. That was fantastic. All right.
I like his baseball.
Tabmok, preferred way to play Mortal Kombat 11 and your go-to.
I play it on Steam, and I guess I was there at the reveal event. I went to London to be there. It was so much fun.
Oh, at the Game Awards?
No, the reveal. Back in April of 2019. January 2019. Yeah, it was so cool.
They had like a thing you could pose, like a fatality pose. I remember that.
Yeah, I was there getting choked out by the Scorpion statue.
Yeah. Jasper was there, right?
Yep.
Jasper, yeah. Shout out
was there. MK Dan was there. A lot of the community, the European community went over to England.
Yeah, shout out to those guys too. They're amazing, man.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
I would say my main for that game, when it first came out, would have been like Scorpion and Baraka. But as time went on and they started releasing new characters, I switched to Shang Tsung and Nightwolf. I really like them.
Nice.
Yeah. Love the call.
I do have the most victories with Liu Kang. Like, I have an easier time beating people when I pick him. So that's who I kind of gravitate towards if I'm really serious about winning.
Okay. Joe from Fall On Gaming, your preferred way to play Mortal Kombat 11 and your mains.
All right, preferred way to play is PS5. And my mains for this one was Scorpion and Melina.
Okay. So for me...
She's brutal in this, so...
Yes.
A million souls called for her return.
Exactly. Yes.
You're paying attention to Twitter.
Okay, mine's a little different here. So for me, Xbox One, but my mains. Man, was I happy Fujin came back. So it was Fujin and Scarlet. I can't ask Fujin and Scarlet. Hands down, those combos were easy for me to pull off. Yeah, so Fujin and Scarlet were my mains for Mortal Kombat 11. Woo!
Yeah, I like Fujin. When Mortal Kombat 11 first came out, I was a little surprised that Fujin wasn't on the main roster. I really thought they would bring him in.
Yeah.
And so I was glad he made DLC.
Absolutely. Fujin, low-key, is like one of my favorite characters ever. I mean, he's the guy of Win, Raiden's brother. Like, I fell in love with Fujin. Mortal Kombat 4, I fell in love with Fujin. Like, and then I was so mad that he missed out on almost every single, other than Armageddon, he like missed out on every single game. And it drove me nuts because I loved that character so much because he was so unique. And it was the first time, other than Raiden, there was another god that we could play as, you know?
I really liked his introduction too, even from MK Mythology SubZero. Like, to have him in MK4 too, while they were, both those games kind of came out around the same time. It was so cool to see how they brought it all together.
And dude, my mind was blown. I'm sorry, because I'm sure Tabmok knew this for years, but my mind was blown when Anthony Marquez first came on NerdCage Live back in March of last year, so almost a year ago today. When he told me that he was Fujin, I fell out of my chair. I'm like, I did not know you were Fujin too. So the cool factor of Fujin went into overdrive when I found out that it was Marquez all this time.
You know what's cool?
Have you read Kung Fu Rockstar?
I was about to ask you the same thing. If you read Kung Fu Rockstar, he says, and maybe this is what you're going to say, MK Habit Addict, John Tobias asked Tony Marquez to move like the wind. that was back when he was playing Kung Lao. So it's so funny to pick them for the Wind God character later.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what's fun too? A fun fact is his spin move in Mortal Kombat 2 is got replica of the Michael Jackson spin. That's where he got that from.
Yeah. And I asked him when he came on the first time he came on. He's like, my favorite fatality was the spin fatality from Mortal Kombat 3 because how much of he's a fan of Michael Jackson and whatnot. So that was so cool that we got. Shameless plug. If you're new to the channel, please check out our 2 interviews with Anthony Marquez. We did one in March and we did one in June of last year, and of course he did Fight Critiques Volume 1. So you could go check that out too if you haven't already. And Fight Critique Volume 1 has also been released on Twitch, by the way. I uploaded it like yesterday. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and don't forget about our MK rankings video.
Yeah. All right, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. What are your most anticipated character for MK12?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. So I am praying to the elder gods. I was so happy Fujin came back. I want Serena back. Please give me Serena for MK12. I want Serena. What about you guys?
It's time.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that, Serena. I also think that it's a good time for Havoc because I think they could do some cool stuff with Havoc.
Yeah.
And of course, I'd like to see Reptile come back. Now, I think Reptile is going to be a huge hype drive for MK12. I think they're going to definitely throw him back. And Ermac, I'd like to see Ermac come back as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction.
You and Mike going back and forth about that on Twitter.
I'm going to make a prediction for MK12. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I think, for sure, they're going to bring back Scorpion and SubZero.
There's a chance.
A slight possibility.
I'm staking my reputation on it.
Actually, I got one more character I want back, and I'm surprised. I feel like not enough people talk about it. Havoc needs to come back. Havoc needs to come back. Havoc and Serena we got Fujin back, so now I want Havoc and Serena are the last 2 characters that need from a bygone era to come back.
Speaking of Havoc, shout out to Flavio for doing all these awesome artworks of the 3D era characters. Man. Oh, he's amazing.
Now, what I want to know is when are you going to change your screen name to MK Havoc Addict?
There you go.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and I'll echo Jay. I want to see Havoc come back. I want to see Hotaru come back.
Yeah.
And for a guest character, Captain Planet. Why not?
Right.
If they're going to bring back Havoc, they kind of do have to bring back Hotaru, right? Because they do sort of go together. They're polar opposites.
Hand in hand. Order and chaos. Yes.
Yes. To keep the conflict going, you got to have them. Havoc had a huge spot in the MKX comics, and there was no Hotaru to counterbalance that.
Good. Those comics were really good.
Yeah, they were good. Yeah,
they were great. But don't you think it was a little odd that Hotaru didn't have a place in any of that when Havoc is such a star villain? That was You need Hotaru to balance them out better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So we'll take questions from the chat now because I got through all the topics I want to get to, but real quick, because we only got 1 entry. I'm giving everybody a chance here. If you want to win a SubZero Q fig, send an email with your full name and full address to nerdcagelive@outlook.com, and I'll ship you a unopened SubZero Q fig. Of course, Havoc Addict has some digital codes to give away for. You have a choice between Mortal Kombat 2021 or Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms. So I'm giving everybody one last chance before we end the stream here, and we're going to take questions. I see a question in the chat from Shay Smithers, and Joe, can you get that comment from Alice?
Yeah. The one about MK4?
Yes.
Okay, it says, it was very difficult for her to digest MK4. She said it didn't feel as real as the previous ones. She almost abandoned the saga, but she played with Quan Chi, Sonya, the Shaolin monks, and for MK 2011, it made her play MK 2011 again.
And then Shay Smith's got a question for Tabmok and
Shay asks, are there any characters that haven't gotten much focus in the past that you'd like to see get more focus in the future?
We haven't really seen Onaga in a long time, and Shujinko, like those characters, they just really haven't given them a whole lot of thought lately. So I think they had Shujinko a little bit in the MKX comics.
Yeah,
they have some
he's been mentioned in the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they dropped some hints about Onaga, like they mentioned him a little bit. I would like to see more about that whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. Shujinko would be
a good boss.
I agree totally with that. Shujinko, I think there's a lot there to be explored. And I think he could be really cool. I wish that you could incorporate Tremor to be canon, and I think I'd love to see Tremor come back.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe, do you got anything on that you'd like to see more of?
I want to see. I know we had the fatality with Kintaro, but I'd like to see Kintaro come actually back. And Motaro hasn't been in for a long time. I think they killed
4 legs, please. 4 legs, Motaro, please. Yeah.
That's going to be tough to do in 3D, but hopefully with the Unreal Engine 5, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It would be amazing.
Yeah, I think everybody already knows. Like I said, I already mentioned Serena Havoc. I mean, it was cool seeing Serena in the story mode for MKX, but man, was it a letdown we didn't get to play as her, because I just love that character.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Reiko come back. Yeah, Reiko could be cool.
Reiko's another one. Yeah, Reiko's another one. I enjoy Reiko.
After the way they set it up with the Great Kung Lao being seen at the end of MK11 story mode, I'd like to see the Great Kung Lao actually be a playable character next time.
Yes, I really hope Mortal Kombat 12 actually takes place, in that era of Mortal Kombat that we haven't seen the Great Kung Lao.
Like I said, what I would like to see is the ending of MK11 move into a remake or a sequel to Shaolin Monks would be great. Because now you have Fire God Liu Kang and the Great Kung Lao. What's better than that,
That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll wait for more questions to come in. I'm giving, like I said, we haven't gotten any more entries, so we actually kind of have a winner picked out unless we get more entries in the next couple minutes here. But we'll give an opportunity here. Let these fine gentlemen plug themselves in. So, Tabmok, go ahead and plug yourself in while we wait for more questions and entries to come in. So go ahead.
Yeah, man. If you're big into the lore of Mortal Kombat, then check out my YouTube channel. I do a lot of videos breaking down the lore, doing some deep dives on some pretty obscure topics throughout Mortal Kombat. It's youtube.com/Tabmok99. In fact, I think I can make the thing show up right here. Bam! Check that out. Nice. youtube.com/Tabmok99. There we go.
Yes. And all right, Havoc Addict, man, go ahead. There he is. Go ahead and plug yourself in. Where can people find you? Where can they connect with you?
Pretty much just on Twitter. I'm just on Twitter, and I'm a huge Mortal Kombat collector. So if anybody's interested in collectibles coming out, or got any questions where they can get any collectibles, or have anything from the past they need help finding, anything like that, hit me up on Twitter if you love collecting, love Mortal Kombat. I post some cool stuff, so follow me there.
Yeah, absolutely follow him, because every day he's posting like super cool little clips and collections and everything. You need to follow him. The link is in the description. Let's see. Joe, go ahead and tell everybody what we got going on this week and whatnot.
All right, so for tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST, we will be dropping the premiere of Volume 2 of our fight critiques. Right after that, following that on Twitch at 10 p.m., we will be continuing, if not finishing, our Super Mario Brothers playthrough. So don't miss out on that. And next Tuesday, I dropped the ball this week and thought we were going to finish it this week, but we'll finish it next week. Our Resident Evil Code Veronica playthrough on Twitch.
Yes. So yeah, that's exactly what we got going on. So yes, please be there tomorrow for NerdCage Live Fight Critiques Volume 2 with Master Daniel Pacina. In fact, I just want to play that super cool little promo real quick.
Round 2, fight! Finish him.
So yes, tomorrow 9 o'clock, and of course we're gonna be playing Super Mario World, as Joe said. Again, thank you to everybody who hung out with us tonight. Again, we got one entry. I guess I'll just say it. Lou is our winner, so I will be sending you a unopened Scorpion
SubZero.
And then if you want, just hit us up on Lou. Hit us up on Twitter what digital code you would prefer, and then I'll have
Lou, he actually follows me, so if he wants to DM me which one he wants, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and you know what? We need to do a shout out to Evil Emperor for making those sound effects of our winning.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks, brother.
Shout out to Evil Emperor for that.
Yes, Evil Emperor. I'm gonna have to hit you up because I would love to commission you to make ones for us, for me, Joe, and Mark. So he's following me now, so I will hit him up.
He's a cool addition to the community, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But
hey, feel free to play those sound effects again, man.
Yeah, I'll play them. Yeah. Hang on, I got him. So I gotta put my soundboard here. So again, thank you to Tabmok99 here. Let me just find your sound effect here. It's in alphabetical order. So yeah, Tabmok99, thank you very much.
Tabmok99 wins.
And of course, Havoc Addict making his podcasting debut on NerdCage Live.
Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate it. Had a lot of fun.
Yes.
Havoc Addict wins.
This was awesome. Havoc Addict, I'm putting you on the spot right here, right now, and I asked this to all of our guests. Would you like to come back on NerdCage Live sometime?
Heck yeah, dude. I'll come back anytime, man. I'll come back tonight.
Well, dude, you were fantastic. Of course, Tabmok99, again, you are a GOAT. You are the GOAT Mortal Kombat guy. Thank you so much. Taking the time to be here means the world to us. Your knowledge, your knowledge from the Elder Gods is just so freaking awesome. The vibe you bring here, we love having you on. We'd love to have you back again. I actually have a project in the works I want to get you guys involved with. I'll tell you guys after we get off the air. But yes, thank you so much, everybody in the chat here. Again, congratulations to our friend Lou, who won the Q-Fig. I will send that to you, man. Thank you very much.
Hit me up for the code. Yeah.
Joe,
this is not the first time in Mortal Kombat that the winner has been named Lou. Just putting that out
there. Joe, anything else you want to plug in before we go?
Just keep hitting that Facebook discussion group. We love everything you guys put up there.
Yes, please follow NerdCage Live on the Facebook discussion group, on Twitter, on TikTok for the rapid reviews, and of course on Twitch. Thank you for making us an affiliate on Twitch. We're gonna be, like I said, we're still Twitching every Tuesday, every Friday, and I'm beginning to upload videos now on Twitch thanks to the affiliate status. So yes,
very
thank you
good.
guys so much again. This was absolute.
Thank you.
Yes. So before we go, we please ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like Shao Kahn's empire. So USA, from Syracuse, New York, to North Carolina, to Florida, all our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live, Tabmok99, and of course, Havoc Addict, the CEO of Lin Kuei fans. As always, enjoy life, stay safe, do your push-ups, and good night.
And don't skip leg day.
Good night.
All right, love you guys.
All right.
Round 2, fight! Finish him!
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match!
Shoot the J, Joe!
Okay.
Shoot it!
All right!
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's f***ing diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now. Come on now, just like that.
Ooh, trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!